Okay, we got an anonymous question from someone who's looking for a trainer to help their 12-year-old, especially with finishing. So I'm not in the New Jersey area, but here are some things that might help grow not only your life, but your son or daughter's life too. The first is a principle. It's called monkey see, monkey do, right? It's easy to understand. If you can show, if you're a role model for your son or daughter, the kids are geniuses, right? They're gonna emulate the good and the bad things you do, the things you say, don't say, your beliefs, right? It's very rare if kids start veering the opposite way of the things that you're saying, right? So it's usually the case that you'll start doing that. They will copy you, they'll emulate you in some way, shape, or form, right? My dad and older brother used to start doing pull-ups and push-ups and sit-ups before bed, and they didn't tell me to do it. I just started doing it because I wanted to be like them. So I think that actually one of the ways that you can help your son develop is by you spending a few minutes a day learning how to juggle and dribble. Learning how to juggle, just learning how to juggle, even with a balloon or a hacky sack, right? Think about all the time that you have at a practice, right? Your kid's not gonna get better the more that you watch them, but if you can spend a few minutes a day juggling and get to a point where you could juggle, right? Balloon, bouncy ball, hacky sack, right? My parents spent over 10,000 plus hours driving me all over the country, right? Went to Sweden, went to Denmark, went to England, Germany, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, right? All over the frickin' world. And if they would have invested a few minutes a day into their own juggling habit, then we could have had, that would have sparked so much joy between us, right? Because I started playing high-level youth soccer at like 11 years old. So from 11 all the way, and I played through college. So that's like 10 plus, I was home from break from college. So it's like 8+ years. And then all the time I was home from college, we could have enjoyed warming up with each other before games, right? Just practicing the backyard, on vacations, on weekends, whatever. So just by learning how to, learning how to juggle, this gonna help them, right? Then you could start to do one touch with them, pop, 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 pop. And it's gonna be, right, you could get a little good, like a workout, right? So either you're not capable, so you're either physically, right? Like if you're physically unfit, right? Like you're in a wheelchair or on crutches, or you have some type of disability. Okay, I understand that. Maybe that's not realistic. But as long as you're capable, then you got to be motivated. And if you're motivated, then you could spark joy and creativity, and you being able to warm up with your kid, that's going to completely change your life. Because think about it, some of the best kids whose parents played are great, not because they're getting put through training, even though that could be the case, but it's because they're playing with their parents. That effortless play is really going to spark joy. It's like my dad used to play keep away in hockey, right? My dad he got recruited to Harvard and Yale. He ended up going to Colgate. So he'd play hockey with me growing up, and I remember he used to do stick lifts with me, right? So I'd go to dribble the puck, and he'd lift my stick so I could dribble it. And he would do this against me. And when I went to start playing hockey games, I would start stick lifting kids because he did this to me. It wasn't because he told me, you got to go practice stick lifts, right? I saw it, I felt it, and I learned it. It was a learned experience, and I just started doing it naturally, right? So the more that you can develop not only your juggling, but also dribbling and passing with your son or daughter, you will help them develop much faster compared to a parent who's only telling their kid to practice, who tries to tell them things instead of learn with them and kind of grow with each other, right? Because I think that makes it more special. The other thing that you could do, again, if you invest in one of these for yourself, then they're going to learn, they're going to see you doing it. Now they have a mental model of using a kick trainer. because you could buy this for them, but if there's no kids around who are using it, or they don't know how to use it, or you don't know how to use it, then they have no framework for what a joyful kick trainer practice could look like. So you got to buy one of these for yourself, set it to their length, set this so it's their ideal, the length from their ankle to their hip bone, and then you have to start using it. Because once you start using it, then they'll say, oh, that looks fun, or oh, that looks easy. And if they see how much better that you're getting with it, it just gives them a model, right? You want to be a good role model for them. So this is $24 SKLZ kick trainer that you can use. Buenos dias. That you can invest in Amazon, right? Or make one yourself, right? Size 1 ball, even a tennis ball. Someone told me they attached a jump rope to a tennis ball, right? It's just a ball and a string. AC Milan uses them, Ajax uses them, Sevilla uses them, and this is a great tool to help your son or daughter's ball striking. You said finishing is the thing you're working on the most, right? This is going to allow them to really work on their technique, their striking abilities. It's going to transfer over into dribbling, because it's timing based, it's rhythm, it's coordination, it's breathing, it's awareness, right? It's relaxation is what it really is. Rhythmic touches, right? Think about, right, the touches to be able to go, right? Like there's a lot of times when the balls are in, your teammates and the ball and opponents are in a very tight area. You have to be able to go like pop, 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 in, out, and then boom, finishing on goal, right? It's quick. So being able to get nice with a rhythm, right? You got to be able to be surgical with it. So this is a great tool that can help. The next level, if you can start to do some of these things passively, then a great game to play with your son or daughter is this barrel game. This is a game that was taught to me by a man named Tom Turnbull. I highly recommend him. I think he still coaches. He's still running clinics out of New Jersey. I don't know how far that is from the Passaic area, but it's definitely worth it if you can get to him just to witness the routine. But you go with your right foot, right? Your son's standing over there, son or daughter. You're over here. And then the game is see who's the fastest person to juggle into the bucket or the barrel, right? So you could go with or bounce, with or without a bounce. And if your son's better than you, or your daughter's better than you, they're a little bit farther away, they're using no bounce, and you're a little bit closer. You have a bounce. So you're going like this. You're going bounce. You're going bounce, bounce. Oops. You're going bounce, kick, bounce, in. Or you could go left foot, right? So you go right foot, then you race, and then maybe next time you go left foot, so you go bounce, bounce, in. And then you go both feet alternating. And then as you start to level up, you could start to remove a bounce, right? Or you can, add distance. So there's a lot of variables you can play with, right? Then you go both feet alternating, right, left, right? Then you could go thighs with or without a bounce. Left thigh with or without a bounce. You could go both thighs alternating. You get the idea. And then you finish with, you and your son, the last thing you're gonna finish with is any part of your body that you want with or without a bounce. So you could go, right, just like that. And you could play this game, right? It's about effortless play. The more you can play effortlessly, the little fun games that you could really that develop fundamental skills but have a lot of fun playing with each other, those are the things that are going to help the most. So work on some of those things, see if some of those ideas resonate with you, and if no other trainer becomes available, I pass through Jersey sometimes. My mom's up in the Guttenberg area, so I'll reach out and I'll see if you want to do a session. I'll try to show you everything I know. But until then, thanks for your time. All right.